You're killing me, Smalls.
Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? Man, you guys are killing me, Smalls. Look, there are things I've been saying in my videos, and I've been called out by other so-called gurus. It's not a competition, you guys. It's not who's more right than another person. It's about making sure that we gather the correct information to share with individuals out there so they understand what the hell is going on. So I had a couple of people hit me up today and they go, as usual, Pimpy, you're right. And I was like, oh, good Lord, what happened? So let's figure out what it is that I'm right about, shall we? Before we get started, do me a favor and hit the thumbs up button. And if you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I certainly do appreciate it. You can follow me over on other platforms. I do have my own group over on Facebook called Pimpy's Investment Chat. Over here, we do talk about gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign currency investments. So head on over here and join us. It's free to do so. In here, I do post updates. If I should get on suspension from YouTube or get removed from YouTube and you want to know what happened to me, I'll let you know right here in this group. I can be found on Twitter, MeWe, YouTube, and the cool thing about YouTube, if you come over here and you join and you find my channel, I got videos going back, I believe, a couple years. So if you want to see some older videos that I have on Nasera, Jacera, gold, silver, cryptos, come on over here and join. Look me up and check out my videos. You can also find me on Odyssey. Catch me on Rumble. When I say that the links for all these are down below in the description, some of you don't know what I'm talking about. It's real simple. Just go down to the bottom right here of any of my videos. See this? This is the description. Hit show more. And there are all the links to all the platforms I just spoke about. Look, I want to encourage everybody to go check this video out. It's free. Just go to Pimpy News Network, go to videos, look for this one right here, and hit watch. It's free for at least another 12 hours, so go check it out. It's really important. There's a lot of great information in there I think you guys would enjoy listening to. All right, so what is Pimpy right about? Well, I did a video, and I said this several times, that Iraq was on sanctions. They can't do anything without the United States saying, hey, it's okay to do so. And that included their budget. And people are like, well, Pimpy doesn't know what he's talking about. Pimpy's wrong, blah, 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 blah. Okay, yeah, okay. You can tell the difference between those individuals out there who actually read and do the research versus those who just sit around and go, man, this is powerful. This is some powerful stuff. Yeah, okay. What's powerful? What was executed? What was being done? Come on now, people. What does the U.S. Federal Reserve have to do with the federal budget? It's almost as if over there in Iraq, they listen to my show and they go, well, let's go ahead and make an article according to what Pimpy's saying. A senior source revealed on Tuesday that the U.S. Federal Bank is behind the failure to release financial allocations in the budget. Not that Iraq isn't doing it. The U.S. is holding this up. Let me repeat, because I said that these people were on sanctions, their currencies were, and there was like, no, they're not. Pimpy doesn't know what he's talking about. And here we are. What's this say again? Let me repeat that first paragraph. A senior source revealed the U.S. Federal Bank is behind the failure to release financial allocations in the budget. I told you these people can't do anything without permission from the U.S. That's what I've been having rants about recently. Can you imagine being a country with all this money and you have another country telling you what you can and can't do with your own freaking money? I'd be pissed. But that is the situation that Iraq is in. It said a source told the news the reasons behind not releasing financial entitlements and allocations in the budget are due to the problems of the intervention of the U.S. Federal Bank, as well as belonging to the Ministry of Finance. The Fed is still in control of the financial budget. Let me repeat this line because it's worth stating. The Fed is still in control of the financial budgets. So if you hear the people out there making videos going, Pimpy doesn't know what he's talking about, la, la, la. Look, this isn't competition. I encourage everybody to listen to other so-called gurus because I think it's important for you guys to get different information. But I also can't stand when people are sitting around talking about, well, God put it upon me to tell you that on this date this is going to happen. Or what is the other one? Oh, this is strong. This is powerful. Yeah, this is powerful. Oh, they've executed. Executed what? What is powerful? I share this information for free. You don't have to pay for Patreon and all this other crap. So-and-so pointed at articles that they wrote as their proof that what they're saying is legit. That's crazy, man. I don't have anybody behind me talking about I got a secret handshake with the wand that I pull out my butt, sprinkle some unicorn pixie dust on the dinar, and presto, it's done. And we release the magic codes. There's no numbers on the back screen. There's no 1-800 number. You don't have to do a so-called humanity project. Don't get me wrong. I encourage people to do humanity projects. If you come out of this with a ton of money, you should give back. And I mean that with all my heart. But it's not a requirement in order for you to get this money. You don't have to call no 800 numbers. There's no redemption centers. There's no numbers on the back screen. All that is freaking bullshit. By now, if you haven't figured it out, there's a reason why you feel the way you do every day when they keep promising you that next week it's going to change. Anyways, now I'm done ranting on, and I'm proving myself once again that Iraq can't do anything without permission of the United States. They're on sanctions. The only reason why I know that is because I actually read. Okay, come on, guys, work with me. Look, pay your $20, pay your $50, pay whatever for the Patreon groups or whatever special group they got. That's fine. That's up to you. But what you should do is go, let me hear the information that they're giving us. Now, can I get it free somewhere else? If all the information they keep telling you is either not panning out or is the same that you're getting for free from other channels, then why the hell are you paying for this information? You don't need to do that. Now, I get it if some people out there who have a YouTube channel need some financial help and they're saying, hey, you could support the channel. As a matter of fact, you could support my channel by subscribing to Pimpy's News Network. It would be a huge help. It's minimum $5 a month. So let's get back into the information that you can get from free, and there's no insider telling you this or that. It's free. And once again, for the past 3-4 years, I've been laying down this challenge to any of those so-called gurus that are out there, these so-called experts that want to come on my channel, or I could go on your channel, and we can have a friendly, respectful, open debate about the information you have versus what I know. In case you guys haven't figured out, in all these years, not a single person, not from the Sarah Jacera, not from the 17th letter movement, not from Dinar, not from Zim dollars, not from the Vietnam Dong, has ever taken me up on this challenge. There's a reason for it. They don't want to embarrass themselves, all right? So now that we know that the Federal Reserve is behind what's going on, as I stated, that's the thing that drives me crazy. That's what I've been ranting on, man. I feel sorry for Iraq. They had some leader out there that just pissed people off, and he did some real evil crap, or so we were told. And they had that person removed, and we had regime change. And ever since then, the United States has been controlling that country. And they haven't been doing shit to help their people out. Iraq is one of the richest nations, just like Zimbabwe in Africa, just like Venezuela, just like Vietnam. These countries are all rich with resources. But instead what happens is corrupt installed government officials are placed there that are easily manipulated as puppets by the U.S. And they screw over the people. Everything that happens in the country, all those resources do not belong to the government. They belong to the people. Until Iraq wakes up and says, you know what? We're done with this, and actually takes a real stand and puts a government in there of the people, by the people, you're going to have to keep going through this type of petty shit. Various Iraqi parties attributed the delay in launching financial allocations in the federal budget for the year 2023 to various reasons, including technical and political differences related to the Kurdistan region's share of the budget. For his part, a member of the Parliamentary Oil and Gas Committee criticized the delay of the Ministry of Finance in launching allocations and funding for ministries and governors. The Parliament approved the price of the barrel of oil at the budget of $64 per barrel. So although I still think that's high, they've been doing a phenomenal job of keeping it up there around $90. And in fact, the oil prices since the adoption of the budget so far are at a rate of $80 to $90. There must be an accountant for the Ministry of Finance and explain the reasons why the provinces and ministries have not yet been funded. Ms. Blashart briefing at the Security Council expectations of praise concerning this and recommendations for political and human rights. So Ms. Blashart went out there and she gave her report. And just know that the Security Council website mentioned the last report of the Secretary General of the United Nations on a mission of the United Nations Assistance Mission for Iraq dated on September 26, which indicates that the Iraqi Parliament adopted a June 12th the federal budget law, which covers the fiscal years of 2023, 24, and 25, where the budget allocates a record of $153 billion annually and aims to strengthen the priorities set out by the government programs presented by the Prime Minister al-Sidini, which includes combating corruption, addressing unemployment, supporting vulnerable groups and low-income people, reforming the economic and financial sectors, and strengthening the public service sectors. The report also stated that the implementation of the government programs, which covers the period of December 2022 through June 2023, which includes the main achievements referred to in the report on the completion of the rehabilitation of healthcare institutions and schools, the provision of services, engineering, and supporting the disadvantaged areas, and provisions of the National Education Strategy of 2022 through 2031. It also highlighted the anti-corruption initiative, noting that the ministries are directed to submit the main contracts for the financial and legal review to ensure that employees are impartially and that there is no affiliation to political parties. It goes on to let the United Nations know where they stand for the most part. It's just a common thing with the United Nations, the reports. You guys got the link. You can come read the whole thing yourself. It's the same gibberish that they tell us all the time. And it's nothing that we don't already know. United States Department, we did not issue sanctions on Iraqi banks, but rather decisions to strengthen the banking system. Okay, so I guess somebody's lying. Did they or did they not put sanctions on the banks? The United States Department affirmed Washington's support for the efforts of the Prime Minister al-Sidini in combating corruption and improving the financial sector, while noting that the upcoming visit to Washington represents a good opportunity to strengthen bilateral relations and strengthen a comprehensive partnership in all sectors. My visit is my first time in Iraq, and I am delegated to be here to strengthen relations between the two countries. That's what Victoria Taliot said. Iraqi's relations with the United States of America are strategic and long-term, and we support the war waged by the Iraqi Prime Minister al-Sidini against corruption, which is a very good goal and common priorities. Washington supports the Prime Minister's efforts to improve the financial sector and to make it transparent, which was supported by the dialogue held by the U.S. Treasury Department and the Central Bank of Iraq by strengthening the banking and financial sectors and improve the Iraqi economic reality, which will return to Iraq by developing its international relations and attracting investments. She pointed out that what was issued by the United States to some banks are not sanctions in the literal sense, but rather decisions that provided ways and means to strengthen the Iraqi banking systems in order to continue transparency in transactions in general, to find good ways for the presence of the dollar in the markets. Why would Iraq want dollars in the market? That is weakening their own local currency. And yes, they did sanction 14 banks. So the main dog in the Supreme Court over there in Iraq was scheduled to come here to the United States to meet with the U.S. Department of Justice. But his invitation was canceled. What are the reasons? It said the U.S. Department of Justice had to cancel any meetings with Supreme Judicial Council President Judge Zidan during his scheduled visit this month to Washington. A memorandum that he was the judge who issued a memorandum against former President Donald Trump because he ordered the assassination of the Iranian general Soleimani, who described him as an anti-world Iranian terrorist responsible for the killing of more than 600 U.S. military personnel. But it has more to do with what's going on over there in Iraq, with the fact that this judge is corrupt and he has a relationship with Maliki, which is a no-no. So a lot of those Supreme Court decisions made in Iraq are not exactly what Washington wanted. So they can say what they want about it being against Donald Trump, but it has more to do with his relations with Maliki And the United States didn't want to look like they want to be associating with anybody like that. So they canceled the visit. Parliament will ask the central bank governor about the dollar next week. Said the head of the Parliamentary Labor Committee said that the money of depositors in banks is in danger, pointing to a move to hold the central bank accountable for dollar transfers, while confirming that the Parliament will address a parliamentary question to the governor of the central bank early next week. Yeah, they want to know what the hell is really going on. Man, Iraq, you want prosperity over there, man? Depeg from the US dollar? Go into a dirty float. In other words, you still could control the value of the exchange rate, but you also can allow the market to dictate what the actual value is. Look, right now, I do believe Iraq is trying to find itself, for reals. And there's always corruption in every government. God knows our government is probably more corrupt than most governments around the world. But just like over here, over in Iraq, the people are going to have to do something about it. You're going to have to stand up and say something. The Iraqi people are suffering because of decisions being made over here by the United States. I love my country, I do, but I don't love the government. It is corrupt beyond reality. And as you can plainly see, they influence and control other governments around the world, which is not a good thing. Anyways, you guys, let me know what you think. I look forward to hearing from you. That's it for now. I am out.